Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I have another installment of Creative Conversations. So today I wanted to talk to you about, do you really need copics? I'm sure you already knew that's what I was going to get into by the title of this video, but you know, repeating myself is something that I do all the time, so this isn't any different. So to answer that question super simply, bluntly, honestly, no, you do not need copics. Are they awesome and wonderful and magical, and can they make your work look beautiful? Absolutely. Can tons of other things do the same thing? Absolutely. So I'm going to start off with talking about alternatives for copics. So in this video, you see me, using some watercolors to paint in a character of mine that I drew and outlined and all that fun stuff. So in this video, it is a thing of about 36 pan watercolors. So this palette is something that I got back in the day when I was probably at the end of middle school, beginning of high school. Got it from Michael's. Can't tell you how much it is, but I did a little bit of research. And watercolors are actually very cheap alternative to, a method of coloring. So you can get the Crayola style ones. Not Crayola brand, but the 8 or 10 colors, the very basic, color wheel colors. For like $5, you can get a palette of the pans for about that much, and then you get 1 or 2 brushes. If you get better quality ones, might be $5 each. If you get lower quality ones, then you're looking at maybe $5 to $10 for a pack of them, and just depending on the brand and everything like that will depend on how many come in the pack and stuff like that. So you can get away with this method of coloring for anywhere from you can, lowest cost I'd say maybe $10, maybe $8. And then, of course, as art goes, you can make it as expensive as you want to. You can get super nice watercolor, super nice brushes, super nice watercolor paper, all of that. Of course, I didn't factor in the cost of like a sketchbook or something like that, because unless you're doing some really heavy watercoloring, you don't need watercolor paper. Your normal sketchbook can hold up to this. So if you're using, sketching paper, it will get crinkly, things like that. If you have a mixed media pad, it'll probably be fine. It kind of just depends on what kind of paper you normally work with. But kind of similar thing goes for markers. Markers can bleed through, they look better on some papers than others, everything like that. That's just the nature of art materials. So from a price standpoint, if that's why you don't want to go the Copics route, then I definitely would say, look into watercolors. And also, you could look into cheaper, I think there's a lot of videos out there right now of a lot of cheaper alternatives of markers markers that you can use other than Copics. But also, different material realm, you can go with colored pencils. Now, I didn't display that in this video, mostly because I am at a very low skill level with pencils myself, and I feel much more comfortable with watercolor, and that's how I personally prefer to, color my character comic illustrations. So, if you really like the look of Copics, if you love the marker look, you want that, then there's nothing wrong with getting Copics. There's nothing wrong with saving up your money for an art supply that you really care about and you really want to use, and it's like on your list of something to try. Then I definitely say go for it. I'm telling you alternatives and outlining it, mostly for the people who are like me, who, you know, might do a lot of different forms of art, including using oil paints. And oil paints can be very expensive. And I know lots of artists, especially artists my age and younger, do not have the money to be buying, you know, $200 worth of oil paint and then $200 worth of copics, and you kind of have to pick and choose your art supplies. So for me personally, and you know, keep in mind I go to a traditional fine arts art college, I always will and always have to choose oil paints. It's something I need for school, and it's also something that I love. And copics, you know, I have a place in my heart for copics because I've seen them. You know, I think anyone in their 20s or younger kind of grew up watching copics evolve and watching them become this amazing art material for illustration. And so I think we all kind of hold this place in our heart where we really value copics. And I think sometimes we might value them too much to where we think this is the only way we can do this. That's the only way we can make character illustrations. That's the only way we can do illustration in general. And that's not the case. They're a beautiful, wonderful material. I very much hope that someday I have it in my artistic budget to, you know, get a thing of copics all through, you know, growing up, teenage years, middle school years. I always tried to get like copic alternatives because I wanted them so badly. And you know, I never wanted them badly that I asked for them for Christmas or anything like that. So I've kind of just come down this path of saying, you know, I don't need them for now. One day, if I ever have the money, I'll get them. But for now, I have my alternatives and I'm really happy with them. You know, I like the colors I get with watercolor. I like that it can be very pale or very saturated. And in ways, I think that the way that you can use watercolor and the ways that you can use copics are very similar processes. And so for me, you know, it completely works and it satisfies that. So hopefully you have an idea yourself of where you place copics in your artistic hierarchy of materials, how badly you want them, how badly you need them, and if they're worth it to you. And if you're gonna pass on them for a while, I hope this video helped you, you know, think of some materials that you can use instead, give you some motivational words so you don't feel like you have to have copics. And if you are a copic user yourself, that's awesome. Hopefully you branch out and you use other materials as well. And, you know, never glue yourself down to one material unless you've thoroughly done all your research and that's just what you love, because that can always happen as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I will see you guys next time. Bye!